Let's continue to get reaction now on the Judicial Services Commission, which has been criticized for recommending or for the process that it ran in finally recommending Justice Mandisa Maya for the top job of Chief Justice. Now, if appointed, the Justice Maya will become South Africa's first woman Chief Justice. President Cyril Ramaphosa expected to make a final decision on who will be Chief Justice very soon. Joining us now is Seeham Samaai, and she is the Director of the Women's Legal Center. Ms. Samaai, thank you very much for your time. Before we talk about the process that some people are aggrieved about, let's talk about the possibility of the country making history if indeed President Cyril Ramaphosa does finally appoint Justice Mandisa Maya. Some say she's likely to bring a fresh perspective in the judiciary. What are your hopes if she does take the reins?
Well, thank you very much. I do think that Justice Maya did a very good interview, and she actually reflected many of the aspirations of both the attorneys and advocates as well as legal profession on issues that need to be rectified within our legal profession. And I think it's very important where she spoke about she believes in a single judiciary, she believes in diversity, and also reflective of her leadership at the SCA. We can see that she has got quite significant administrative organizational skills. Within the SCA, there used to be of the 25 judges, more than 11 are women. And you can see that this is a reflective of her particular leadership. Within that rank, you also have judges that have come from the attorney's profession as well as from the magistracy. And I think this reflects, as I said, her courage, her leadership, and just her push to ensure that there should be transformation on the bench. So I do believe from the Women's Legal Center and many other organizations supported, nominated, as well endorsed Judge Maya as Chief Justice, not because of just the imperatives of Section 174 of the Constitution, which says that there is a great need for the judiciary to reflect broadly both the racial and gender transformation of South Africa, and this needs to be considered once appointments have been done. So there's a clear directive in our Constitution around gender and race transformation, but unless South Africa, or unless the President takes a deliberate action, deliberate and unapologetic approach to push back the frontiers of patriarchy within the judiciary as well as the legal profession, it will remain part of our boardrooms, it will be part of the legal profession. And so the appointment of a first woman and first African woman as the Chief Justice of the Republic will go a long way in contributing to both healing the wounds of the past as well as taking on patriarchy, which has inflicted a huge amount of damage over the centuries.
Yeah.
So I think that we are quite unapologetic around the fact that Judge Maya has demonstrated respect for her constitutional status. You could see in her interview that she spoke about the single judiciary. She spoke about the diversity that is required.
Yes.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done as a Chief Justice, and I do believe, and many organizations believe, that she's got the skill to be able to do it. She has also engaged with different institutions, like the South African chapter for judges. She is currently the chairperson, I do believe, and she has also played a significant role in Africa.
Yes.
And so I do believe, I mean, like I said before, Judge Maya is quite formidable, and like in the three other judges were also competent, fit and proper, but I do believe that she stands above the rest in the work that she has been doing.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk then about the process which then led her to be at the position where she is now, where she is officially recommended for this position by the Judicial Service Commission. That process, some people saying that indeed, if she is appointed, she is going to make history. However, the process leading up to that recommendation has been nothing short of shambolic. Do you expect that the president might hold back? And if he does, how is that likely to affect perhaps even the psyche of the nation, which I suspect at this point they are preparing themselves for a new Chief Justice, in particular a female Chief Justice for the first time?
Yes. The process didn't just start at the interviews, and I think we need to be able to understand that the president invited public nominations. He chose this particular process for the position of Chief Justice. So as we need to be able to understand, this is the process that is chosen, and yes, there are a lot of challenges in terms of how the process has unfolded. However, the JSC is an institution that has stood like post-1994, and it has its processes, it has its, all processes has been set there. The challenge that we're sitting with is, obviously, in our history, we have never had this type of process where four judges has been nominated, and where the JSC has now indicated that they have preferred Judge Maya, obviously based on both the constitutional imperative and also her strength. I do believe that the president, even though that there are many, many challenges, that he needs to understand that the nomination process in itself reflected that there were a huge amount of organizations supporting the nomination of Judge Maya, not just because of the constitutional imperative, but because she is a strong administrator and a leader who will enhance the preservation of justice within the judiciary, as well as advance national unity, as well as the indivisibility of the republic. And we need to be able to see that. And we hope that the president sees those imperatives, notwithstanding, I would say, the shenanigans that has happened at the JSC, which has been quite problematic.
All right. Seeham Samaai, Director of the Women's Legal Center, thank you very much for weighing in on what is currently a debate that is raging in the country.